Hi, and welcome to Milgat Farms. It's always beautiful out here in the middle of nowhere, convenient to nothing. We are glad you joined us today. It is a hay season for us. Yesterday we mowed our hay and we came into a little problem. Let me show you what happened. This is my 1411 disc bind. So these guys in here actually crimp the hay. These guys right here cut it. You can see they swing too. Each of them moves a little bit, and these hays are kind of cool. This is a beast of a machine. What this crimper does is it crimps the hay down and begins the process of drying. So hopefully this will cut a day off of our drying times, and we can get it baled and into the barn faster than normal. But here's the problem we had. You can see it right here. These things are affectionately called turtles, and one is missing. So what we're gonna do right now is dig this stuff out and see what's going on. There's actually a bolt down inside of here. If I don't like that, that is not a good sign. I know that's I don't know if it's a bearing or what that is, but that's definitely not a good sign. Oh wow. So you can hear it. That's not good. That's not good. This one's pretty tight. That's tight. That's loose. And that's a little loose too. I wonder what these two are doing. That's loose. That's tight. Of course, you got grass stuffed up in there. We got some grease things to do. But the turtle came off when I was cutting, and it created a little bit of a problem. So we finished up our cutting last night. This machine is done until the fall. And so we have now till the fall to get this machine fixed. And it shouldn't take too long to get it fixed. In the meantime, what we're gonna do is we're gonna replace any bearings that are in these turtles that may cause us a problem later. And then we're gonna spin all these guys off at some point, because right now we've got a cutting side here and there's another cut side here. So we're gonna take these off, flip them, and then continue cutting. So we'll do that later, but I need to get this machine disconnected from the tractor. Once I do that, then we can put our tedder on and get ready to do some tedding. During yesterday's hay making, or I say making, cutting, we ended up, man, that's all nasty. I'm not grabbing that right this minute. I gotta find a rag. So yesterday during the mowing process, we used about half a tank of fuel. And right now, guys, fuel is expensive, as we all know, right? We were able to get some fuel earlier in the season when prices got ready to jump. And hopefully we'll have enough fuel to get us through maple season next year. At least that's the goal. Thankfully, we got a fuel storage tank on the farm where we can fill up our tanks here and not have to carry 5-gallon cans like I used to. That was pricey. After we're done mowing, we're gonna ted the grass, and that's the next part of our process. And I'm gonna do that here in a little while. But first, I gotta get this machine, the cutter, off of the tractor. Always let your hydraulics or the pressure off your hydraulics before you try to pull a hose. A whole lot easier. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Ta-da! All right. This thing is right where it needs to be. We're going to hook up our tedder next. The tedder, in case you don't know, flips the hay, and it does it pretty violently. I'll show you what it looks like. This is our tedder. It's not a big one. They make bigger. But this one's ours, and it does pretty good for sure. Make sure our tires look pretty good. So these are called baskets, and they're gonna ted this basket here, go in this direction. This basket's gonna go in this direction, and the same on the other side. And what's gonna happen is we're gonna come by, and those little fingers that you see right here, gonna grab that grass and flip it. It's cool, really cool. Tedding typically takes about half as long as it does to mow. Well, you can see why. This thing's gotta be 12 foot across. Maybe more, I'm not really sure. My cutter's only about 9 to 10 feet across. So this will go pretty quickly. The idea is to take that hay off the ground or that grass, flip it upside down, and let the sun dry a little bit more. And it's probably gonna take me a few minutes to get this thing hooked up. I haven't done much with it this year. I think I gotta grease it. In fact, that's probably what we're gonna do. Take it down to the barn and grease it before we start using it. So a lot of our implements are hooked up to the drawbar. And you know, sometimes the implements are hooked up to the 3-point hitch. In this case, my cutter, my tedder, and my rake all connect to the tractor via the drawbar. And the drawbar, one really heavy piece of metal. I didn't realize, what they were until I bought a tractor without one, and I had to go buy one. I think it cost me $239 for a piece of flat steel, which isn't just a piece of flat steel, I'm sure, with the proper size holes cut in it. And so you can release some pins and this thing can sway a little bit. I like to keep mine in the middle and back right up to it, and it works like a champ. So we're gonna connect this guy, connect the PTO, connect our hydraulic lines. We'll take it down to the barn, put some grease on it, give it a run. So at the end of the season, when I put these things up, I just put them on the ground. And by the beginning, like right now, the beginning of the season, it's sunk into the ground a little bit. So you're never sure if this is gonna back right up or you're gonna be able to back right up to it. In this case, I got lucky. Doesn't always work that way. This jack comes off here completely, and then it goes on another spot here. Weird. So next, gotta get our PTO connected. No way! Okay, I have to say that's completely unusual. A lot of times I gotta move the PTO coming out, the shaft coming out of the tractor, in order to get this lined up. There you are. There we go. That's hooked up. Next, these guys here. Example. I gotta get through this gate. I got this monster on the back. And the way we're gonna do it, wrong way, we're gonna fold it up. Now we're all the way up. Then we're gonna get out of the tractor, open the gate, and ride through the tractor. Nah, we're gonna ride through the gate. Since I'm going back through the gate, I'm not gonna lock it completely. but I am gonna put that chain on it. You can see how much more narrow it came, which is great. We got a grease fitting there, some more grease fittings around. Let's get started on that. Where are you? What are you guys doing over there? Sneaky butts. Y'all freaked me out. There's a point you don't have to do very often because you don't end up changing this very much. Okay. Overall, this machine is ready. That needs to go in the trash before it lands in my pasture. Yeah, there's not a lot of grease fittings on this thing. Before we go down the field, look at this. What are you knuckleheads doing under there? That's the three amigos. Those are bottle babies, and they're just hanging out. They live with us, or they stay with us around the barn and the house, but at night they go down and sleep with the sheep. Now, goat, on the other hand, she doesn't do that at all, which is kind of weird. All right, we're gonna do a quick overall. I don't see anything wrong with the tires. We're good there. We are connected. I checked that. Hydraulics are working, pins in, make the last check. Okay, we're good there. Okay, let's head on down. So guys, making hay is fairly easy. All right, I'm lying. It's not easy at all. There's a lot to it. I don't know it all, but I can tell you what I do. And right now we're about to TED. So I'm about to get on this field right here. This is right in front of our cottage. If you ever want to come out to our farm and stay on the farm, this is the B&B that you'd stay in. It's right there it's right obviously on the farm, right? Oh, hold on, we gotta get in this field. Oh, that doesn't work. All right, hold on. Put it in gear, then put it in forwards. So we're gonna come down this field. We don't want to come too fast. Here's something else we don't want to do, is start this thing up and throw that hay on my driveway. That's a bad idea. So, haymaking, pretty simple. You mow it, you dry it, you bale it, you put it up. And we do round bales here on the farm because one, we don't have a square baler, and two, it's just me. So if it's just me, I can't be on the back grabbing the bales. Now I could use a kicker wagon, but then I gotta get all the bales into my barn. You know what? I just put a round bale in, feed a round bale 3 a week. We go through approximately 100 bales each year, and that's probably the most efficient way I can do it. But you know what? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you could think of a better way to do this, I'm all ears. So right now we got our RPMs down a little on the low side. We're just at a easy idle, and we're gonna bump this guy right here, which is the switch for the PTO. I'm bumping it nice and slow. There we go, okay. And the reason I bump it, guys, is if there's something's out of whack, especially on a big cutter like a brush hog, it'll just start shaking. So you hit that thing first, let it spin, then bring it up to speed with your, let me get this thing back where it's supposed to be. Then you bring it up to speed with your RPMs. I push down with my foot, and I hold it together with the lever over here. That lever is gonna hold my RPMs at 540. If you look back here, you can see these guys are spinning, my tractor's moving. Now what we need to do is we need to push the nose down. There you go, see the nose going? There you go. Now we're pooping in tall grass. So what's gonna happen when we take off, this grass is gonna shoot behind it. I'm gonna take off and we gotta push back into gear again. So we're gonna take off in first, just to make sure everything's good. Here we go. Here you go, man. What do you guys think? That's pretty cool. Now, we didn't get a lot of hay this time. I think our second cutting is gonna be nice. This cutting ain't bad, but isn't great. Let me go with that. So guys, here in Virginia, where we live, we're at, I think, 3,500 feet elevation. We only get one cut in a year if we're lucky. well, if we're lucky we get 2. This time, we're early June, we're able to get some grass mowed, and maybe we'll be able to get 2 cuttings this year, and that would really be great. Otherwise, we got to get some hay and bring it onto the farm. So there's the cottage again. Now, we're gonna make this turn around here. We got to get the bucket up. Actually, no bucket there, but the loader up. We'll turn this thing around. Now, what we don't want to do is smack that fence with my basket. So we're right along the edge of that fence, grabbing what's there. What we don't get this time, we're definitely grab the next time. In the past, I've used my drone to try to take some pictures, and I gotta tell you guys, it is pretty hard to do that. And the reason it is I gotta keep an eye on my equipment, drive the tractor, and then try to fly a drone. No, that's not gonna work so easy. I do have some drone footage, let me show it to you. Here we are coming around. We've already made our first pass. It looks pretty good there. Again, not very thick grass, kind of like my head. Not much up there, but there's enough for a comb over. We got the whole field done. Tedder's still rocking and rolling. Tractor's moving. We're heading to the next field, which is our big field down below. On the way down, we're going to ted this guy. Actually, I don't think we're going to do this. I don't know, maybe. We'll see. Alright, if this looks sketchy, it's because it is. I got my basket right up against the fence, and I'm gonna try to grab this without rolling this monster. Whoa, okay, third gear on the hill, got my idea. Sometimes first gear on the hill is a dumb idea. I know it's kind of loud in here, and I got my earbuds in. I was listening to a podcast. I wanted to share with you or explain, why this is faster. Well, number one, you can see that we've got 2 rows in front of us. The cutter throws it down into 1 row, and that's cool. And we're able to grab 2 rows at once. So right off the bat, we're faster. Second reason we're faster is because, second reason we're faster is because we can go at a quicker pace. When I'm out here mowing, I'm making sure that I'm hitting everything. Oh, like I'm about to hit that thing, which I just hit the culvert. So we're making sure that we're not running over culverts or rocks. In this case, the tedder, which you can see right there, throwing stuff everywhere, can run over darn near anything. And it can hit a rock, it can hit a culvert, it can bounce over stuff, but your cutter, you really don't want that to happen. So right now, I'm on a hill. Because I'm on this hill, I'm not about to go super fast. But as soon as I get down to the bottom, we're going to increase the speed at least up to a 4th gear. I can't tell you how fast that is. My fastures are a little bouncy, so I want to say it's enough to keep me tied to the seat a little bit, but not so much it's going to throw me too far. And we're going to do this field that you see behind me, and then as soon as we're done with this field here, we're going to go over and do that section over there. And then we like to, I'll tell you this, when I do my mowing, there's my transmission, so I'm getting to gain a little speed. So a lot of times, guys, when I'm out mowing, the first field I want to hit is around the cottage. That way I can identify any kind of problems. And if I don't have a problem, the next field I come to is the one that I'm in right now, which is our big pasture here in the front of the property. As soon as I get this one mowed, then I head across the road, or not the road, you can see it right there. I head across my driveway to another little section of field that I mow. And then once that's done, I head over to another field and finish my last two. This being said, I always want to ted in the same order that I do my mowing. And the reason you do is because the grass is drying. As soon as you cut it, it's beginning to dry. And if you ted the last thing you cut, it may not be dry enough. So you want to do that last. So you do it in the same kind of order. This field's probably going to take me about an hour to ted. Once I get off this hill, I'll be able to run it up a little faster. And the only thing I got to worry about are little holes, and rocks aren't so bad because we pick them up every year. But I got to make sure I don't hit holes. I got a big hole coming up here. I'll show you that to you here in a second. You can see right here what it's doing. It's taking that grass and flipped it over. It's going to continue to dry. And there's a likelihood that I don't have to ted this twice. A lot of times, because we have the crimper or the rollers on our cutter. Oh, wait, hold on. There's our hole. I'm in it. I'm not going to drop a wheel. Yeah, I did. So, because we have the rollers on our cutter and the grass has already been crimped, we effectively can get away with tedding this, and then using the rake, we'll flip it that one last time. So if I start raking and do everything in order and then come back and bale in the same order, the first one's going to get raked first. It'll have probably an hour or two in the sun to continue drying. Now, do I like to do that? That answer is no, I do not. What I like to do is have this stuff pretty crunchy. The drier I can get it, the easier it's going to go in the barn. So you guys can see what it looks like after we ted it, which is basically just flipped it over. The tedder grabs grabs the grass, throws it over, and it'll continue to dry. Here's the tedder after a couple hours of use. It took me, I don't know, maybe 2 hours to do the farm. It usually takes me a lot longer to cut it. To rake it, it would take about the same amount of time. And then to bale it, much, much less. Look everybody, here comes my hot wife. Bringing me a gift.
What?
What is that, cookie?
No. Fudge.
She's not, what?
It's the fudge. Peanut butter fudge. You don't like it.
No, that's nasty. But that was really
More
nice.
For me.
Well,
I wasn't Miss Alice.
Oh, Alice, that's right. Okay, Miss Alice, thank you for giving us the fudge.
And I didn't have to share.
Oh, I hate peanut butter fudge. But any other fudge I like, so just send it to milgatfarms.com. All right, guys, thanks for watching our videos. Give us that thumbs up. Until next time, God bless you. Look at that big old rock stuck in the tire. A big old rock.